Hey, Stan, bud. Hey, buddy. You want to sell all of our silver and buy Apple stock? Huh? You think that's a good idea? Hey guys, welcome to Silver Liberties. It is April 1st, 2021, and I sold all of my silver to buy Apple. I mean, how could you not? Just look at this beautiful chart over a 1 month. Can't stop a company like this, right? Why would you want to invest in a barbaric metal? Just kidding, April Fools. So getting on to something that actually matters here. We're going over to the US dollar index now at 93.01. As it's been catching a little bit of a bid these last couple of weeks. Now this is interesting. Silver is starting to make a little bit of a bid here as well with gold. It's very good to see. It wasn't too long ago that silver was actually under 24 bucks. So it's starting to make a little bit of a rebound. And coming over here to coin market cap, we have Bitcoin at 59,000 as it tries to push towards 60,000 yet again. We've got Ethereum over 1,900, and we have a Litecoin at 202 bucks. So interesting to see that this is starting to get a little bit more of a push right now, as all the stimulus checks again have yet to be delivered. They'll be going out over the next few weeks, as if people have used things like TurboTax, that they were delayed for a lot of people. And so you're going to have a lot of people that are going to get it, and they're going to go after two things predominantly, which will be precious metals and cryptocurrencies, and what we are interested in. And then the market cap is almost at 1.9 trillion. So I want to bring your attention over to Wall Street Silver. And if you are not on this forum, I highly recommend you do it. It is just absolutely loaded with gems. So here is an altered image of the Perth Mint, where they put out that they had a whole bunch of silver in stock, and people are like, look, that original photo is photoshopped. It even got to the point that some people were reporting that they put out the differences in the photo and why it was photoshopped on Twitter, and they got banned from Twitter. And this is about the Perth Mint. So the CEO came out the other day and said that these guys are just a bunch of keyboard warriors. And they kept saying that mantra over and over and over again. And if you guys know anything about Wall Street Silver, they will take a meme and they will continue to run with it. That's why they are called retarded gorillas. And that came from a CNBC host that said that about the people that were part of Wall Street Bets. And so they've taken that and they've just completely and totally ran with it. I tried to find that when he had a little freak out and said that, but it's been scrubbed on the internet. So if any of you guys have the links, let me know so I can post that for people to see. And it's just absolutely great, right? Like, so they're so close and they're so over the target that they have the CEO come out and demonize his own customer base. So let's just kind of think about that. Say I do car sales for Toyota, and I'm like, hey, here is a TRD, but only the dumb off-roader guys would ever want to buy something like that. Those are just a bunch of dummies, right? Of course, you're not going to do that. If people want to buy the product and you are a salesman of the product, you would be saying that, oh, there's so much investment and there's a great new forum out called Wall Street Silver, and these guys know what they're talking about, and we want to invite them over here to our mint and sell our product, which we get a premium for, to sell it to them. You're not going to go out and demonize them. You're going to be like, hey, come take a look at my, if you're at the Toyota branch, like, take a look at what I have to sell here. These TRDs are absolutely amazing, and you will love them off-road, right? The exact same thing. So it's very interesting to see that they marched out their CEO, demonized the clientele, and now the clientele are going to use that against them, which makes it even better, and why I love this forum. So switching gears a little bit here, coming over to Crypto Potato, and it says Grayscale reports over 3 billion increase in assets under management in just 4 days. So what's happened was They shared news about the new trust following a massive inflow of accredited investors and clients demanding new prospective tokens. Meanwhile, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust still slightly trades below the price of Bitcoin. And here's what they put out. They put out the BAT token, the Basic Attention Token. Chainlink is another one. These guys are going to be fantastically successful as they are on the front line of this, the precipice before all these other investors get in. Or if you guys think this is a big scam, then these guys are going to be just absolutely devastated. But to back up what they are doing, here comes Goldman Sachs, and it's going to launch its Bitcoin offering wealth managers in the second quarter of 2021. So there you have it. It goes on to say here that the banks are making a U-turn. And of course they're making a U-turn. They see that they can't defeat this anymore, so they better join up on this. If they don't, they're going to be left behind. And that's where I think where you have your Grayscale. The Grayscale is just going to be so fortunate in the future because of the mass amount of adoption that's coming in from all sorts of different institutions, from businesses, and now even the banks are doing it as well because they don't want to be left out. So the last thing that I want to really cover and go over here is this coming from Zero Hedge. There are still over 18 million Americans getting government jobless benefits. And so we've talked about this ad nauseum, where you had this large piece of the pie, which is the global economy, or the American economy anyways. And once we had this depression that's transpired here, the pie just got smaller and smaller and smaller. We had staggering losses of millions and millions of jobless claims, which then turned into millions of jobless claims. Well, the pie continued to shrink, right? So as that pie is getting smaller, these numbers are just as staggering because the pie is getting smaller. And then it went from then, we've been around 700,000 for the last little while. And while that's been transpiring, again, that pie is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as the economy is just absolutely punished. And it goes on to say here, after mixed messages in the last week's claims, it says that they expected a further fall in jobless benefit seekers, but were disappointed as claims rose from 684K to 719K. And here are the initial claims that that the biggest rise and biggest fall. So if you're in Virginia, it's not a good time, where Ohio is faring much, much better. And unfortunately, with what's going on here, this is the sobering stats that people just have to continue to rely on these benefits because there's no other option, no other hope for them. And while we're on the precipice of another massive infrastructure plan that they're about to put out for stimulus, and what do you guys think is going to happen with things like this and things like this? It's just going to go significantly higher. Anyways, check out Wall Street Silver. Amazing forum. I hope you guys like this content, and I will talk to you later.